and welcome back to Rosebud's Budget for a bit of a budget with me. Haven't done a budget with me for a while, guys, so this might take a bit of a while, and I'm going to go step by step of how I do my budget for the month ahead, guys. So get comfortable, you might want a drink, and we will get into it. To help me along on my journey this year, I am going to be using the savings planner from Essex Cash Stuffing. So I got this when she was pre-ordering them, so she did it on pre-order, and it came at the end of the year, which was really nice, ready in time to plan. So I have sat down and I have wrote some things in here. Now, firstly, I want to say I'm not a financial expert. What works for me, might not work for you, might not work for anybody else, but it works for me. I adapt things to help make them work for me as well, so that's always useful. There is lots of different ways that you can do budgets and savings and things. Some people do the zero-based budget, some people do the 50-30-20 budget and things like that. So it's whatever you find works best for you. So I'm going to use this book and we're going to go through it. In this book, we do have like a monthly cheat sheet, we do have a calendar, we do have challenge log, so when you complete any challenges, you can log it in there and all sorts. So I'll show you that as we go through as well, guys. So a few things that are different from last year is that we have combined all the income. So any that we get, like child benefit, my income, my husband's income, any we get off my son, because my son does live with us still and he does earn his own money, so he has to pay his way. So all that gets like stuck into a pot, and that's what we're going to be using to budget for this year. So if you have seen that I have depleted a lot of my categories, I have sat down and put in the money that should be in each of the binders that we want it to be for now. We do still have some money to reallocate, which we will do at a certain time as well. So when we do a count up, it's going to be a little bit different. So for me, what I like to do is I know by the 24th, 26th of each month, I know what money is coming or has come into the house, or it is coming before the next budget. So what we are budgeting for now, we are budgeting for January, but with December's money, if that makes sense. Then obviously January's money will come in and that will go for February's budget. And that's just how it's worked for us. And we find that really useful because we know exactly how much we have coming in. We know what's going out and it works. So the way we do it, guys, is I have a sheet here and I've decided that this year I am going to be doing 3 monthly planning, 3 monthly things. So I can't show you the others because they've got names on, but I have printed out a sheet that has enough for 3 months on each one. Quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, quarter 4. And I've gone through and I've wrote down exactly when, let's say, Teeny Tiny Tuesdays is coming out, Fun Friday Game Day, my weekly cash stuffing. This would have been my granddad's birthday. When we have things happening, so my son, my daughter and my husband are going to Japfest, which is a car festival, on the 19th of April, so I can see that that's there. So when I'm planning for the month ahead, I have it all laid out. Easter Sunday is here, the kids are off half term, and that just works for me. I need to do a budget with me here, and I will add things in as and when. So like in January we have the groomers coming up, we have my daughter's dentist, we have lots of other things. As you can see, I've highlighted them. There's 3 birthdays here. And things like that. So we've already done that, which also helps with our budget because we can foresee things that are coming up throughout the year. So in my 2026 video, I reviewed my 25 goals and set goals for 2026. Now, I don't know why I didn't use this planner. I wrote them in a different book, but that's okay because I have gone and I have added them into here now. So I have added them all here. I've had to combine 1 or 2 just because I had a few more than 6 goals, and that's fine. But it's really helped me to say, okay, I need to start posting on TikTok. What do I need to do? I just need to post something. I just need to go for it. I want to set up an Etsy shop. How am I going to do that? So it's set time aside for me to start that process, do step by step so I don't get overwhelmed and ignore it and things like that. Then we have the mid-year review, which we will do mid-year. Now, the important bit, you're thinking, Rose, come on, get onto it. So how do I budget? I budget every income that comes in and every outgoing, and I would class it as a zero-based budget. Basically, we look at the income that comes in, the income that needs to go out for bills and monthly expenses, and then what's left. And that was the simplest and easiest way for us to do that. You could do the same in a 50, 30, 20. So basically your 50% would be it would be my bills and my monthly expenses, and then the 30% would be the wants. So it could be nail varnish, hairdressers, things like that, and then your 20% for saving. So it could be emergency fund, it could be saving for retirement and things like that. So there is different ways of doing it, like I say. So this is our money, and we have decided to, like I say, put all our money together in one pot. So we do have no debt. So when you are doing your budget, you need to look at everything. You need to be truthful with yourself. There is no point hiding away and thinking, oh, I haven't got this debt, or I don't owe this person this, or, you know, we've got millions of pounds to spend. You need to be truthful with yourself. And I think when you are truthful with yourself, then you can budget and you will feel more secure. You will know exactly what you need to do. So that's what we did. We looked at everything we'd spent over the month. We looked at all our outgoing bills and things like that. I also put down here January to December, and which is our 4 and 5 months, because they may vary depending on when you do your budget. But we know we have January and February is a 4-week month, March is a 5, April is a 4, May is a 5, and then June and July are 4, August is 5, September, October is 4, November is 5, and December is 4. So it means that actually when we're budgeting for December, we may have a bit more money. So I've gone through here, and these may vary from your budget, but again, this is just our budget. Like I say, we don't have credit cards, we don't have debt, we don't owe anybody anything. That was all sorted within the first year of my cash stuffing in 2024 to 2025. So I go through, and we have our rent or mortgage, we have our council tax, we have our gas and electric, our water, our TV license. Now these are all non-negotiables. We need these, we have to pay them. You don't get a choice. I don't get a choice to pay my professional union or my professional membership either, purely because without that I'm not allowed to work. We need to protect our dog, so that's, you know, vet payments. In the UK, if you are watching from outside the UK, we have something called a prepayment, and this is what we prepay for our medications and things. So I don't 100% know what it is now, but it's normally about £9.60, if not more, for one prescription, so one medication. So if you are then having 4 medications, that's 40 quid. Well, actually, you could pay the membership monthly and get as many as you want within that month, or you could pay it yearly. So yeah, that's what that is. Our TV, our phones. I do pay for a Patreon. So this is just to basically be part of a community, get advice, get help, interact with people, learn things. So I think that's a well purchased thing. And actually, I think that's 3 patrons I'm with. Shopify for obviously my Rosebud's Budgets website, so it is needed. Apple storage, I mean, it's £1, so I've kept it there. I don't actually know if I need it now, because it's just that something wasn't working and I thought I needed it, and actually I don't think I do. Bin men, so that's £5 a month, and I factor that in because that's important. Car tax, car insurance is, like I say, non-negotiable. Disney and Netflix could be, you know, but actually more than the Virgin, we actually use these more than anything. EE is my husband's phone. Harry's is my husband's razors. Now, you know, you can pay £4 or £5 a pop for razors and they'll be crap. So he's actually paid for a subscription, and they send him out every 3 months. So we can see here that it's due this month. And then he has his hair done every month, and then the PlayStation comes out once a year. Now, whereas last year I saved up for it over the year, I didn't do that this year. So we're going to have to pay that this month, all in one, and then we are going to start saving up for it. So along with that, guys, I have then put the amount down. Now, guys, I have rounded it up or a little bit down. So, for instance, our Virgin Media is £66, so I've rounded up to 70, which means I've got £4 leeway. That just helps me when calculating it. I like rounder numbers than 60p's and £6.90s and things like that. So we rounded it all up, which means we have £1,300 of just our bills going out each month. I have then put to the side how often they come out. So this is monthly. This is over 8 months. Our water is, you can pay over 8, 10 or 12, I think. But I've always paid it over 8. It gives me a bit leeway. Professional membership is every 3 months, but my other one is monthly. Most of the bills are monthly. Then we go down to my husband's Razor subscriptions, and they're 3 monthly. And again, the PlayStation is yearly. So then what we have decided to do is to create a little bit of a buffer in the bank. So we will not be going, okay, this month we are going to take £15 less, £30 less, £69 less. We are just going to leave that in the bank to build up. So then in December, we will look at how much we have built up. So it should be 8 lots of 30, 4 lots of the 69, and it should be 8 lots of 15 as well. So in theory, that could pay for this yearly subscription, if that makes sense. Some people may be tempted to take it out the bank, but yeah, that's what we're going to try and do, and we'll just monitor it. And I think what we'll do is at the end of each month, so our bills come out between the 28th, well, the 20th and the 1st. No, the 20th and the 4th. So I know around the 6th of the month, I can just go in and transfer any money that's in that bank across out. So that's going to help us build a little bit of a buffer. And then obviously we have our how many weeks are in our months, which again may vary for people. Then we move over to here, and what we have done this year, we are changing it slightly. So we are factoring in each month for a 5-week month. So before, if you've watched me, you'll see that we have £400, 160, 100 and then 40. And then when it comes to the 5-week month, we divide everything by 5. So we then need to put more into here. I don't know if I'm explaining that right. But what we have decided now is each month we're just going to factor for a 5-week month. And then whatever is left will go into a pot or a challenge or whatever, and then it means again we're building up a bit of a buffer there. So in doing this, it's allowed me to see that not only do I need the 1,300 for just the bills that go out of the bank, it's allowed me to see that actually we haven't got a lot of shit just going out. We aren't paying lots of things, but then also we have insurance built in with some of these, but we don't have any life insurance. So that is something that we're going to be looking at this year. So that will add in at some point. So yeah, then it's made me look at that. We have 1,300, and then this is essential as well. Well, spending isn't essential, but the others are. So that's still 800, well, 750, 850 a month. That needs to be added to that. So for us to be 1 month ahead, it's at least 2,300, and that is just to survive the month and pay the bills. That is not if we want to go out and do this or do that or go on holiday or anything like that. But I think it's good for us to start building this up. So guys, that is where we're at the minute. If you do want to pause the video, feel free to pause it now, and you can go over and you can have a look at all your budgets and all your incomes and expenditures. You may have debt, you may have specific things that you have to pay, loans, overdrafts, anything like that. Be honest with yourself and just write them down and see where you are truly at the beginning of the year, because what changes you can make now will determine how you are by the end of the year. And actually, I think even if in a couple of months, you'll be surprised how you get on. So yeah, go and do that, and then we'll move over to the next part. So guys, once we have done this, we know everything that's going out. Then I need to look at what we have coming in as well, because we need to make sure that the money that we have coming in covers this, because if not, we're constantly going to be in the minus. So what we need to do now is work out, I don't think I have done it anywhere, I think this was the bit that I was going to do with you guys. Yeah. So we are going to work out what we have coming in. Now, I have been debating how to do this. So I've been debating whether to do just one lump sum and then you see how much we have coming in, or do it individually. But I think for the purpose of today, we are going to do this as in like one lump sum. So this amount of money that's coming in, again, is my income, my husband's income, some child benefit, and my son's contribution to our household as well, which I think is good for him to learn at his age, that he does have to pay bills and things don't just come for free, and you know, yeah. Anyway, so this is a large amount, I would say. So please don't judge, you know, the income is what it is for us. So, oh, I don't want to mess the book up because I've done everything nice and neat. So I am then going to look at income. So income equals, how am I going to do this? I'll just do it like this. Equals, so this is our total income after tax and national insurance for this month. Now, this may vary from month to month, just due to things, so it could go down and fluctuate, like a, you know, £1,000, 500, £1,000, I don't know. But anyway, this is what it is now, and I'm living in the present and planning for next month. Then we are looking at all our bills. So if we take this into account, this 1,300 is not including this 100 here. So this month we need to account for that because we are going to make that payment. Therefore, we then need to minus expenses, or should I put bills? I'll put bills. We need to minus bills, which will then be the 1,300 plus the 100, so that's 1,400. But then we need to take away our expenses for the month as well, the things we need to live, and that was 850. So luckily I know that in keeping, we are going to be at least having this amount every single month going out. So we can factor that into how we side hustle and things like that. Okay, so we are then going to just take the bills and things away from the income to see how much we have left. And that will leave us with £1,420. Okay. You will notice that I haven't factored in the £150 buffer. Now, that's not necessarily something I will do in the month because we have our miscellaneous and we have our spending. So I have just added it into here to round it up. So that's just me being, you know, and to be fair, it's always good to have a little bit of a buffer and be prepared. In total, guys, that means that our income minus our bills and our expenditures would equal 1,420. Now that might be a massive amount to some. It might be hardly anything to others. Everybody has a wide range of budgets, and I love watching smaller budgets, higher budgets, medium budgets, whatever the budget is. I like to see how people, you know, interact with their money and place everything and manage. You know, because I do think like the more money we had, the more frivolous we may be. I don't know, guys. This means this is what we have left to stuff. Now comes to the part where we are actually properly going to budget, and we are looking at giving all our money a purpose. It's giving it a place to sit, to park it, to ignore it, basically, because we want to save. But it also gives us the flexibility of saying, we can go and have that meal out because we've put something in an envelope to subsidise the money that we need to pay. You know, or yes, we can go on that holiday because we have put that money in and not touched it, and it's been for something specific. It's not vague. So we've also started the budget by doing this, and we are now down to the point where it's £1,420, which we need to spread across anything else that we would like to pop it into. So again, you can stop and just work out your income, whether you work on your own income, whether you work on whatever it is. You could stop and do your income at this point so that you're up to date with me. After this point, we need to allocate it. Now, for me, before we allocate it, I need to know what we have. So I'm going to move all the way over to this part. And this is going to be our December count up. Now, I won't be putting it on, where is it? I won't be putting it on here because this is January count up at the end of January. But I am going to put it on here and count it up here so we can see how we are now. So if you haven't seen my goals for 2025 review and my 2026 goals, we have cleared out the binders, but I explained that in that video. I'm not going to explain it again, so you can go and check it out over there. But then what we have done is put the money that we did have back in to categories that we needed or we knew needed money. So, like I say, before I sit and work out, okay, I want to put money into this, I want to put money into this, I need to know how much money we have in all of these things. Now, I have gone and calculated up some of these, so that will help us along the way, guys, just for, you know, time's sake. But how am I going to do this? I think for me, because I need to write on it, hopefully you guys can see that. Yeah, and I'll just try and write over here. So first of all, I have my black binder, which came with the 365 from Bethany Budgets, which I am starting this month. So currently that has nothing in it. Then we have my black pebble. So we move on to our pebbles because every binder I have is a pebble. And I will just quickly go through this because I think people like to see what categories people have got. And when I'm saying I need to be specific, you know, obviously I need to show that as well. So in here we have our penny challenge, we have our pound challenge, we have our £2 challenge. I'm thinking of moving the £2 challenge into the black binder just to help me boost that out. I'm not sure. This 365 is more for me, my mental and physical well-being and things like that. We have Hello 2026, which doesn't have anything in it. And we also have our spending challenge. Now, this is a new challenge ready to start, so technically that has nothing in it, but we do have £100 to reallocate from the previous challenge. So I have calculated up all the pennies and all the pounds, so I am just going to do that. And it totaled £252.18. So a lot of this is like, okay, we have a couple of bags of pounds, we have a couple of bags of 20p's and 50p's that need to go back to the bank. So once I do that, then I will reallocate this money. It's just, I haven't got over to it. Just because I'm pedantic, I've just done them in order. So red binder is the weekly money. So it has 5 weeks. Sorry if I knocked the camera there, guys. It has 5 weeks of envelopes in it, where when I sort out my budget, I will then split it into the 4 or 5 weeks money. So they are from Stacey Budgets. So that is that. So then we move over to this one, and I don't even want to take it out, but I will do for you guys. So our emergency fund has nothing. So Rosebud's Budgets, Bank of Rosebud's Budgets is our emergency fund. It has nothing in it. Our piggy bank has nothing in it. And our 1 month ahead has nothing in it. Now with 1 month ahead, I have combined this with Grocery Boost. So it's just going to be 1 month ahead. It's not going to be like I built it up before where it was 1,100 in this, and then 400 in grocery boost. It's all just going to be the same, so we need to save £2,300 for this. I've removed skip, and I have put in, this is just something that I've done now, so 1 month ahead, and I'm going to track it on here, because what I was finding is some of the categories don't need a challenge, like they just need to be added money into. So I am going to be doing a bit of both. So I'm going to be stuffing into my sinking funds and also playing games to boost sinking funds out, just so that I know certain categories are getting money and others will get boosted, so you know we can concentrate on filling out the major ones. So that is that. Now we do have some money in here. So Fur Baby, Lucy Luxor will love this. He definitely still has some money in there. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to take the trackers out. I'm not going to count it. So he has 200 in here. Kids does have, and this has 100. Then we have school, should have 200 because that was a priority and I didn't want to empty that section. Mr. and Mrs. has nothing because I know we're not high priority at the moment. Wellness, it has 100 as well. So Mr. and Mrs. has nothing. Wellness, family fun, I think because we had to change some of them around. So this should have got 100, but it got 50 because we needed to put 50 somewhere else. So family fun's got 50. Plus, in all fairness, we've got a holiday coming up. So we can wait till then. Hobbies, I know has £200 in because that is for my husband's golf trip in March. So that is just for any like things he needs for that. And then Happy Mail hasn't got anything because we are on a shop my own stash, guys. So I won't be, well, I will be trying my hardest to prevent from buying anything. Right, so then we go into celebrations. Again, because of things we've had to do, we have nothing in celebrations. And in birthdays, we have £100. Now, the next birthday that we will be buying for, so we're not buying for everybody this year. We're just buying for like my son, my daughter, me, my husband, and then like my niece and nephew. And my friends, best friends, children and things like that. Random act of kindness is 50. So yeah, sorry, just going back. So the birthdays one, we have that there ready for March and we will add into it from now until March to fund the next ones. Now this one. So what we have done is, this is our car binder. So breakdown has nothing. Maintenance. Right, okay, so maintenance has £400, but it's in the bank. So I'm going to put at the side of here that it's in the bank. So I know that that is that. Tax, there is no money in there for tax. There was 700. There was £1,000 in the maintenance. Insurance, there is nothing in there. MOT, there is £50 in MOT, which would be due either in the next couple of months. And then excess, we have fully funded 250 of the excess. So I think that's where that other £50 came from did I not write it in? Oh, family fun. That took me a while, guys. Family fun, so that went over to boost that out. So that is what that binder is looking like. And to say we had fully funded probably 3 of them categories. Okay, this one, I am going to tell you now, has nothing in it, so it's just going to straight back. We have nothing in this one either. So that is nothing, nothing, and nothing. But the categories were house, appliance, and garden. We then move over to our dark purple. This is saving up for my niece and nephew. And there is £50 in there. That is just if I have them for the day or we go out or I think, oh, you know what, I really want to treat them to this. So I'm just going to be playing. There's a challenge in there that I'm going to continue to play. So that has 50 in it. Then we go to our light purple. That is our YouTube money, our side hustle money and our 10k money. Okay, so YouTube, we have not spent any of the YouTube money. We've just been letting it build up because I was going to use it for a project, but actually there's no need to do that now. So we currently have £260 in YouTube money. So that is 3 payments. That was August, October and December, I believe. So thank you to everybody that watches through the ads, you know, likes, shares, comments, hypes, all of it really, really does help out. Side hustle, we have cleared out as well, but we do have 130 in here. Now I know that for the tax for this year, I need to get that back up to £450 because again, we've had to clear money, which is fine because my tax bill won't be due just yet. And then in our 10k, we don't have an amount on here. Why don't we have an amount on here? Let's have a look what's in our 10k. How did I forget to write that one in? So we will just double check. We have 20, 40, 60, 70, 80, 91, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. So £180 in here. And this is building up for our 10k. And like I say, I didn't want to like take out of this either. So we need this one. And we need to just put here, and I will just put, oh, what was it? 180. There we go. So that is that one, guys. I think this year I am like doing what I think is priority. So 10k is priority for my future, but hopefully I'm going to be live for quite a while longer. 10k is 180. Okie dokie. So in our orange binder, it is for our holiday. We are going on holiday to Canada in February. We have saved up, so that's why there's no challenges in here. And I wrote everything back on here. So basically we had £4,000. We took out 400 for our passports. We then paid our flights. We then paid towards the Airbnb that we're going to stay in, and then we paid towards the car hire with my sister. So basically we have £1,000 left. That is in the bank, and we have realised that actually that's not going to be quite enough, because we are going to have to buy some more suitcases, which when I was watching Natalie from A Day Full of Budgets, that reminded me when she was talking about suitcases or holiday or something. So yeah, we're going to have to buy some more suitcases, and then we're going to have to buy some clothes because it is getting into like the -6s, 7s, and yeah. So that is that. So that will be dwindled down by February's count up. Then what is this one? This is our save 7 with 7 dice, and this is actually a challenge from A Day Full of Budgets. It is a dice challenge that we have currently £360 in. 360, and this is towards 2029. So it's going to be a slow burner, and we're going to sit and work out exactly how much we need to put in each month as well for that. Teeny Tiny Tuesdays is in the tin, and there is about 210 in there so far. This is going to stay in the tin until December, and then we will take it out and count it all up. Our game day has nothing in it because we have completed all the challenges. Our seasonal currently has nothing in. Christmas has nothing in. So I have 2 things for Christmas. I have the game day binder, and then I have the categories binder of where my money is going. And that all has nothing in it. So we saved £2,000 for Christmas. We had about 600 left. 400 of that went into the car maintenance fund, and then the other money went back into these binders to build them up a bit. So on top of this money, we also have a scratch off. So I'm going to write it here. Oh, I need to put it on the side. Sorry, guys. Scratch off, which equals £100. And then we have our game day binder completed. And what I've done, because I don't remember what it was, I have used this at the back to track them, because I've recently just completed them. I have put them in here. So the 200, I don't know how it's 211 because there's not a pound coin in that tin. So it's 210 or 215, so I'll just keep it at 210. And then we have our scratch off from our savings challenge, which was 100, and then the rest that was here. So that is to be reallocated. So that equaled 759. So here we have 859 to reallocate. So guys, let's do the count up of exactly what we have now. Okay guys, I'm just going to calculate this up and I will fast forward it for you. So hopefully we don't make any mistakes. Okay, so that all in total is £5,001.18. So I am absolutely amazed with that, because we have had to clear out our binders and we have not got a lot of money that we would have had. So basically we have had to pay out, what have we done? £3,000 on the holiday, 2,000 on Christmas, and then, so what's that? 5,000. So that would take it to 10, and then the other 7,000. So we would have been at like 17,000 really, but anyway, or at least 15. No, not 15. 12,000. But it is what it is. So we are now £5,001.18 going into 2026. Now for me that really helps me, because now I can look at this and I can say, right, we need to add into this, 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 this and this. So guys, if you want to pause again, go and do this, or come back to me, write down what you've got. You might only have one category, two categories, you might have way more than me. I just like to split mine up. So although I have lots of binders here, there might only be like here 3 challenges. These might just have the 1 game in it and things like that, guys. So pop off and you can do that, guys. So if you are still here, please put a flower in the comments just to honour Essex Cash Stuffin's flowery planner. So that is where we are at. If you have joined along, thank you so much. We then need to, so I'm not going to put that 5,000 in here purely because it's going to be December. January count up is going to be January count up. However, I am now going to use this to work out where I'm going to be putting my money for the month. So with that being said, let me flick back to our cheat sheet. So the cheat sheet's designed to use the cheat sheet to map out where you're going to be putting your money for the month. However, obviously I'm doing it a little bit different. So we know that 850 is going into this monthly expenses. So we are just going to reallocate this, or allocate, should I say, the £1,420, and we're going to give it a purpose of where we want it to go. So I have got a copy of this to the side already. So I won't need to keep flicking back and forth through the pages. But I am going to look and see what categories we need to fill out. So for us this year, it's important that we focus on building back up the categories that we have depleted or had to remove from. There is a few things that I like to keep on my channel, so I'm just going to write it at the side here. I don't know where to do it, guys, because I need to put like week 1, 2 and 3. Okay, we'll try down here. I hope it's in shot. I'm going to have to turn it to the side, guys. So this is a 4-week month for us. So you can do this weekly, like there's a sheet for each week and things like that. I'm just, for this purpose, I'm just going to do it like this. So we have week 1, week 2, week 3 and week 4. Although we are using the money for a 5-week month, it is still split between 4. So we are going to allocate this first. So we have food, I'll just put food, petrol, spending, and then miscellaneous. So miscellaneous, excuse if my spelling is really rubbish. So that means that we are going to give £125 to food. We are doing healthier meals, so I would like to see how this correlates to just the normal 100 that we spend. Petrol is going to get 50. However, we are not going to use all that 50, so there will be some left at the end of the month. Spending, no matter what, whether it's a 4-week month or a 5-week month, we're just going to put 100 into here. And then if it is a 4-week month, we will split the 50. So we'd put like 20, 10, 10, 10 kind of thing. Which is what we're doing now, Rose. This is not a 5-week month. This is a 4-week month. So we're going to do 20, 30, 40 and 50. It just gives us that boost at the beginning of the month if there's anything that we have forgotten. So then we're going to move down. And I know what I want to stuff mine into. So I want to stuff into the future. So our Teeny Tiny Tuesdays, ideally, we would want to get some money for. We then have our Fun Friday game day. So I want to put into our game day. This is unallocated. So it is allocated to our game day, but it's not allocated into where it's going when we've completed our game day, which I think gives us that little bit of flexibility. So when we have finished that, we then can decide where to put it. So yeah, that's going into there. Then we have to look at our future, as in retirement and things. That will be the 10k binder. Our vows, so it will be save 7,000. With 7 dice challenge. And then we need to look at building back up our emergency fund. So they're the main like categories we want to put into. But then I want to start building back up the car fund. So the car fund, we currently need to look at breakdown. So with breakdown, we only want to put about £100 in it. And it is literally for, you know, that cup of coffee or cup of tea or whatever when you break down, or the taxi or anything like that. And then we will put into family fun because I think it's important to have some money in there. And now I don't like it because I've still got some categories that I want to put into. Okay. I didn't think this through, guys. So normally I'd do this on a massive piece of paper, but I just didn't want to go over to the other side to do it and then ruin this side. So we'll do these ones for now. I have looked at my budget before doing this with you, just so that it was a bit easier, guys. And I have decided that Teeny Tiny Tuesdays will continue to get £25. Because even if that's £100 a month, it's £100 that over 12 months, it's going to give me a good boost into 2026. So whereas I used to have in 2025, I used to have a 2026 binder. I'm not having that now. Teeny Tiny Tuesdays is going to be that. My game days, I 100% want to focus on having some fun with money this year. So we are actually putting a lot into here this month. We are going to be putting £140 into it each week. Because one, that gives me a good amount for a game day each week, but then it gives me a good amount that I should be able to reallocate. 10k is a slow burner for now, so we're just going to put £70 in. So we're going to put 20, 40, 60 and 70. Our save 7,000 is a priority, but is not like our game days and things like that. So we're just going to put 40 in here, 40, 30 and 30. And then our emergency fund we are going to build back up, which we are going to put £200 in over the month. So over the week, it is £50 a week. I don't know why I'm going this way down. Should have drew all this out before. Breakdown, we are going to give it as 100 so we can fully fund it this month. So that is getting £25. Family fun is going to get £50 to make it up to 100. So we're going to give it 20, 10, 10 and 10. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to swing it to the side and I'm going to put Hello 2026 and I am going to put month ahead. Oh, month ahead should go up here. Let me fit. I'm just going to put month ahead up here, guys, because that is important. Month ahead is going to start off with just slow 100. So 25, 25, 25 and 25. So then we have Hello 2026 and then we have our monthly savers. So our monthly savers, guys, are these. Let me move the 10k and grab them. So if you haven't seen my previous video, I show you these. And this is the Ultimate Collab booklet that Eva at the Rocking Witch asked people to contribute to. And there's lots of creators in here. So that is what I'm going to be doing monthly. I have my own freebies linked in the description below. So check them out. Digital download. I think there's 4 sheets of 3. So there's 12 challenges. Some months are low, like 33, 16, whatever you roll. You know, these ones are a bit higher. There's 80. There's one that's 60. There's one that's 30. There's some that are unallocated. There is a couple that are big ones. I think there's one that's 150. Oh no, it's 150 if you save them all on this challenge. 150, yeah. So I will be doing that. And then there is also Soph's Budgeting Life. In her advent calendar, she did a monthly one as well. So I'm going to be doing that. So I'm going to allocate £25 a week, I think. I think that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to just join these two up. And it's going to be £25 a week for these as well. I mean, that's £100 going into another monthly savings challenge. Whether I reallocate it at the end of the month, I don't know. I think I'll just keep it going. So let me bring the calculator out and see if my calculations are correct. Again, I will fast forward. Oh, so I could probably do this in my head. So fuel will be obviously 500. Petrol will be 200. Spending will be 100, and this will be 50. This will be 100. So I'm just going to put 100. I'm just going to put a line here. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 8, 12, 16. That's 560. 20, 40, 60, 70. 4, 8, 12, 140. 5, 10, 15, 20. 100. 20, 50, 100. Okay, so let me just add these section up. I don't need to add them up because they are allocated to this. So this here should equal the £1,420. So let's see how we did. 200 add. Oh, add. Yeah, Brilliant. So that equals that, that equals that. That is what we would be doing. So going forward from that, what I would then do is I would take out, so I'll do the next step of taking the cash at the bank. So guys, pause me again here if you need to pause me to do your budget, your allocation, whatever you want to do, and then join me for my next step. So guys, my next step would be preparing for my month ahead. So we have, let's just recap. So we have looked at all our income, all our expenses, all our bills. We have looked at where we have money, which is important. So now we know this is where we have our money, and this is where we are going to stuff our money for the month ahead. So this is for the month of January. Now, what I am also going to be doing, but you'll see this in my cash stuffing video, I am tracking, where is it? I am tracking my spending on here. So for instance, I'll show you now, but I'll show you again on when I do my check-in. We had £100 allocated for food shop and we spent 75. So although it's technically a spend, I don't count things that are budgeted for a spend day, because like if I'm going to do the shopping, I have that allocated. So unless I went over that amount, then I wouldn't technically say that I have had a spend day, but I will start to track it on there just so you can see where my money is going. And there will be a good example actually when I do my check-in. So my next step would be looking at this and saying, okay, we have this amount, we're taking this, this is what we've got left. We need to then add these two numbers together to work out how much we're splitting over this month, and then take the money out the bank. So I have done that for the purpose. So we have this cash, we will count it, and then we'll show you what we do next. So we should have 2,000. Did I write that down anywhere? Oh, okay, maybe I didn't. So let's just add this together. So we're going to add these two numbers together, and it should equal 2,270. I'm sure I've said that already. Anyway, we're going to count this money and see how much we have. So we have 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 40, 60, 82, 20, 40, 60, 83, 20, 40, 60, 84, 20, 40, 60, 85, 20, 40, 60, 86, 20, 40, 60, 87, 20, 40, 60, 88, 20, 40, 60, 89, 20, 40, 60, 81. Oh, 1. So there's 1,000. And I make sure that I set time aside to do this, because that's important. Because to be fair, a lot of things can just be, oh, okay, I'll do that later, I'll do that later. But actually, this is just as important as your shopping. So we have 20, 40, 60, 70, 80, 91, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 92, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 93, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 94, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 95, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 96, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 97, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 98, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 99, dear me, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 91, so that's 200. 200, 2,000. I'll just put that in there. And what are we? 2,070. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 91. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 92. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. I think that's just because I missed, what do you call it? So I think I missed adding one there properly. But never mind. That we will work out in a second when we do our next step. So the next step for me is to work out that money and this correlate, which it does. However, I have just quickly counted these up and it looks like I'm £20 out. So I don't know if I just didn't allocate £20 or I don't quite know, guys. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put this here to 160 a month, just equals it out. Then what we need to do is we need to work out how much we have to put in for each week. So I have calculated it up, guys, just because I didn't want to spend so long using the calculator. So where am I going to write this? So basically week 1, I would just write it at the bottom of here. Week 1 we should have 585. Week 2 should have 565. Week 3 should have 565, and week 4 should have 555. That should then all equal £2,270. So basically, I now look at this and I know that I need some 5s. So I know now that I need to go and change at least one of these up for now for some 5s. And now I do have in my drawer to the side of me my completed challenges that I need to reallocate. So have I got some 5s in here? I've got some, but I don't know how many. So we've got 5, 10, 15, 20. So we'll just do it like that for now. I'm not going to, do it like that. That just shows that I haven't reallocated it yet, guys. Still got to record it. So you'll be seeing this hopefully Sunday, if not Monday morning. So them 5s will go into here. So now what I'm going to do is I'm literally going to take this binder and we are going to stuff week 1 to 4. So week 1 we need 585. So we need 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 40, 60, 82. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 93. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 94. Let me just count that, guys. Did I count that wrong? 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 40, 60, 82, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 93, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 94. No, I didn't. So we are going to put 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 5. And that is going to go into week 1. Thing is, guys, I don't normally do this bit on camera. So 1, I'm a little bit out of my comfort zone. 2, I hope I don't mess this up. So that's week 1. And then we're going to do week 2. So let's take some of these 20s again. We have 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 40, 60, 82, 20, 40, 60, 83. We'll do 300 and see how we get on. And then we need 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 40, 60, 82, 20, 40, 60, 5. Let's see if that's right. Probably 100 down. 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 40, 60, 82, 20, 40, 60, 83, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 94, 10, 20, yeah. 4. And then 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. So that's 5. 10, 20, 30, 30, 65. Sorry, guys, I am going to count that again for you. Just shows this is real. 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 40, 60, 82, 20, 40, 60, 83, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 94. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 95. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 65. Yes, so that's going to go into week 2. I can sort out denominations later and change things up. That's not an issue. Normally I'll go through and I know like this week we'll need 1, 2, 3, 4 5s. So, no, 6 5s. Okay, so now we're going to go on to the same. So we're going to do 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 40, 60, 82, 20, 40, 60, 83. Let's take these. So that's 300. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 91, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 92, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 and 5. Let's double check, guys. Brilliant. So that will go into week 3, and then this should be 5, 5, 5. Let's see. 20. I'm going to try that again, guys. I don't know what is going off with my counting today, honestly. I've clearly made a mistake somewhere. 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 40, 60, 82, 20, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 93. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 94. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 95. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. 5. What have I done wrong, guys? But this is just the realism of it, guys. Like, sometimes things just don't work out, but it should do. So I will just take this off camera, just double check what I've got in there. Okay, guys, I've just took that £100. I know where it should be. It should be in week 1. So I've added it now into week 1. We are all set. I clearly can't count. So that is basically all set for the week. So anything that we spend will come out of these envelopes. We will be building up a buffer in the bank over the year by the other means. And then when it comes to my weekly cash stuffing, which will be next, you will see, we'll do a reallocation first, and then you will see how I stuff it. So I will take out week 1 and literally stuff it to where it needs to be. We play Teen Stand Tuesdays on a Tuesday, we play Game Day on a Friday, and we normally do our cash stuffing on a Sunday, just because we're getting into the new year. It might be coming out tomorrow, which is Monday. I'm only filming this on Sunday. Sunday. It is Sunday, and my head is getting worse now, guys. So I think I'm going to have to end it here. But this is basically my cheat sheet. It'll look a lot prettier next time when I do it. I might even just redo it a little bit nicer later. But yeah, that is what I have for the week. So this will include all my food money, petrol spending, and then what I want to stuff. So that's how I do it for the month. And then at the end of the month, I will go back to here. I am going to stick to every time I finish a challenge, it's going to go in here. So I can review that at the end of the year. And then at the end of each month, we will do a count up. I will just recopy this out onto here. And do it like that, guys, and see if what we have added in. So we take away the food money. There might be a bit left over, but we don't expect. So hopefully this should go up by about 1,000, because we probably will spend from categories, especially the holiday money and the tyre money. So we might not even be up by much next month. But the fact that we're putting into these categories is giving me the purpose to look at my money, give each penny a job to do, and just plan for the money that I have now. I look at how much money I have and how much I have to save, how much we need to spend, and look at different things like what is essential, what is goal money. So our holidays are goal money. We want to get to Canada. We are going to get to Canada. We're going to make it happen. And then we look at things of what we need. Like, I don't need a lot of makeup. I don't really wear makeup. I use the clothes we've got. Like, we will buy when we need, but we don't need any of that at the minute. We also look at security. So for 10k is for our future. We're looking at building a little pot for next year, so 2027, so that's our Teeny Tiny Tuesdays, but then living in the moment for our Fun Friday game days too. I love planning and budgeting and reviewing at the end of the month, because then that sets me up for the next month, and keeping it up to date with the money that we have and not planning too far in ahead where actually we might not have that money. So what I will do is I will go through and I will write down. So for my vows, that's in 2029, I'm going to sit down now and look at, okay, if we want to hit this 7,000 by 2029, how much do we have to put in to our binder each week or month? Because then that will show me if it is realistic to do, or actually we say, okay, we're going to go and hit £5,000 by then. And it just gives me a thing like, okay, so we need to make sure we put this amount in to achieve these goals. And I'm going to do that for each goal that we have. And I will show you that in another video. So I'll let you see how we've worked that out, what we've classed as priority as well. Some people write it down like in pen and paper like I do. I like that. It's simple. It's all in one place. It's there. Some people do by spreadsheets. Some people do it on an app. Some do it however they want to do. They just write it down. But I do like writing it pen and paper and getting it all out my head onto here in one thing. I used to have lots of different pieces of paper and then I'd rewrite and it just didn't work. So yeah, it just gives me the flexibility to adapt and change towards my budget and towards my finances. And I think truly believe this, if you don't give your money a purpose, you will do what I said when I started cash stuffing. What was I doing with my money? Where was my money going? And I truly believe now I'm in 100% better place than I was in 2023. Started budgeting in 2024, changed my life, out of debt, had lots saved up, and that was because we was more conscious of what we were spending on and what we needed, what we wanted, and what we didn't need. So anyway, guys, yeah, so I think if you give your money a purpose, you will see the benefits of it, and you won't be going, oh, where's all that money gone? I will be like, that money has just paid £4,000 for a holiday, or that money has just paid for new tyres, or that money has paid for a concert. You know, we can see and benefit from that, which I am really loving. This year is a year for myself and my husband, my 2 children and my doggy. And we are going to love this year. We're going to build up our savings, but we are not going to be frightened to spend them either. So we are not going to think, oh, we have £400 in this pot, but we can't touch it. No, we have £400 in that pot because that pot is what we want to use. So guys, I am going to stop waffling now. I hope this has helped somebody. I do apologise if it is all over the place. Like I say, my head is pounding. So I'm going to stop filming. I'm going to take a bit of time and then I will try and edit and get this up tonight. If it's not up by Sunday and it is out on Monday, I do apologise, guys. But hopefully I can get it up tonight. So let me know if this was helpful or just a load of tosh, guys. And I will see you for my week 1 of January's cash stuffing as soon as I can film it, guys. So love you and leave you. Take care. Bye bye.